Hey guys, it's Debbie Potts doing a special Sunday episode on how we can get stronger as we age, as I'm doing my 30-day muscle protein synthesis challenge, trying to get more muscle building anabolic and less catabolic. Keep it in balance, or ideally more building than breaking down, because we are aging and we want to improve the aging process. So we are going to adjust how we fuel, train, and perform every day so we can be health optimizers and improve how we age. So if you are on a similar mission to myself to get stronger and leaner and faster, more powerful as we age, well, here's what we're doing. Listen to my previous videos on here on the YouTube channel on what we're doing for this 30-day challenge using perfect aminos as essential amino acids that are going to help us synthesize new proteins by focusing on what we are eating, when, why, and how, where, and how we can get more proteins, looking at essential aminos versus non-essential amino acids, trying to figure out all this information we can get from Body Health. I have 3 interviews. I've done 2 with Dr. Minkoff and 1 on just the aminos with their team on perfect aminos. So go check the previous episodes in this past year. And the note on here I want to go over, not all proteins are equal. So when you are trying to hit your protein goals, as Dr. Gabrielle Lyon talks about in her muscle-centric medicine, you can go to Dr. Gabrielle Lyon. Let's see, what's her Lyon protocol. And we went over that in a previous video, but Dr. Gabrielle Lyon and Dr. Lehman, Dr. Gabrielle Lyon has a great protocol, I think, to figure out your macros, and we want to look at 1 gram of protein per pound of ideal body weight. So you can learn all about that from Dr. Gabrielle Lyon. And I did an episode with her 2020 after our nutritional therapy conference, and I met her and did a great free right when COVID was starting. We did a seminar or a podcast on this. So you can learn all about why all proteins are not equal and what amino acids we need, protein quality to stimulate muscle protein synthesis to build new muscle. So as she talks about all that in this free handout you can get off her website, the Lion Protocol, that you need to realize that we need protein in our body to help our hormones, to help our immune system, to not just build muscles. So many of your hormones, she says, such as insulin, are made from proteins. Thyroid hormones are made from amino acids and transported by proteins. Thyroid hormones help regulate blood glucose and metabolic rate and can impact growth hormone secretion and bone health. Although all proteins are made of amino acids, not all proteins contain the correct balance of amino acids your body needs. Amino acids are the key to understanding protein needs, and she is highlighting leucine, lysine, and methionine. And we don't hear about methionine in the branch chain amino acids, and she talks about these main amino acids. We want all of them, but just where you get them. Methionine, beef, and Brazil nut. So you can ricotta cheese, let's see, turkey, tuna, pork chop. But what we want to look at is what's the ideal food, and they come from meat. And there's ricotta, large egg, white beans, tofu that don't have everything, but the chicken, beef, and tuna are what you want to look at. What is in what amino acids we get from all those. So learn from Dr. Gabrielle Lyon. She's really helped us create more awareness of figuring out protein, 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. So figuring that. If you're metabolically healthy, you may go around 100, 130 grams a day, but we want to do a program I do with clients and in groups. And as Dr. Dan Plews talks about, finding your sweet spot of how many carbohydrates are good for you as an active individual and aging athlete, aging in general, we get to be more insulin resistant as females. So we want to figure out what carbohydrates from nature is best for you and placing them in the right time so your muscles will use those carbohydrates. Now, fats, we know from being more in the keto space, low carb space, that we were focusing a lot on fat in keto world and low carb world, but we want to think about protein and fat together and then figuring out your carbohydrates. So fat and carbs or fat and protein, you want to figure out what you need. You can do calculation here of your macros, and that's going to be a template, right? So you don't know exactly how much you need, but maybe just start. For sure, you need the protein. Then we figure out the carbohydrates based on your activity level, your workout intensity, if it's a glycogen depleting workout, or you're doing more of a zone 2, which is fat burning workout. So what do you need? Carbs, and then fat should be with the protein naturally. And looking at how do you feel energy wise? Do you have fullness after meals and you don't need to snack? So that's kind of what play with that with our personalized coaching program. So grab that free packet from drgabriellelyon.com. Now, another good find, the Ultimate Guide to Muscle Protein Synthesis from last year. You can totally geek out if you're all into learning the science. There's all these different articles in here, and you can find this in the show notes. But this is a ton of information, all nicely laid out, and read some research. So we want to look at nice infographics, always helps, right? So protein ingestion, exact same amino acids, what you are, what you just ate. Protein digestion, amino acid absorption, amino acid transport. And number 4 is amino acid incorporation in muscle tissue. So protein is the main building block of your muscle. So we want to focus on getting muscle protein synthesis. It's a process of building muscle protein. Think of muscle as a wall. Each brick is an amino acid. Muscle protein synthesis is the action of new bricks to the wall. You're adding new bricks to the wall. Now, we have this Goldilocks effect, right? Breaking down, removing bricks, and building up. So we have this balance. So we want to figure out what you want to learn. You can dive into this, but we've got to figure out what's right for you. Muscle breakdown is less of importance, and how this goes on and on. So super good resource if you like to geek out. It goes on for pages and pages. All right, so that's the next find for you today. Now, going back to perfect aminos, there's that article on here, the science behind perfect aminos. What we want to look at is the usage guide. So head to the usage guide. Remember, I like to take the capsules or their tablets. You can do the drink and put 1 scoop in or double it up for 2 servings. I like the tablets. 5 tablets or 1 serving. If you're trying to get 2 servings in the morning and 2 at night, maybe do 1 in the afternoon. As you're doing this challenge, read how much you need based on these suggestions. So 110 pounds, 140 pounds, 2 servings in the morning and before bed, 2 servings first thing in the morning and 1 before bed. Or you're 170 to 200 plus pounds, take 2 servings first thing in the morning and 1 to 2 before bed. Now, this is our 30-day challenge. You're adding these essential amino acids. You are finding more protein building meals and hitting this protein goal, right? And you can look at what meal plans. I think simple ideas is what I look at. Like having steak, having grass-fed burgers, having fish. We just had salmon. Getting grass-fed meat is ideal over factory processed meat and farm-raised fish. So choosing wild caught seafood over farm-raised is much better for your body. Now, the other part is the workout. So we want to focus on more muscle building exercise. I lift weights 4 or 5 days a week. So I want you to get at least 2 days in a week. If you've been working out a long time, let's start to tweak your weights and make sure you're lifting maybe a little bit heavier. If you built up that foundation, we might want to do 3 to 5 to 8 repetitions to muscle fatigue, maybe 1 to 2 reps in reserve, and looking at your cardio as more zone 2 workouts once or twice a week, and then doing maybe 1 to 2 to 3 interval days. And we can put that in at the end of the workout and looking at that. So this is the muscle protein synthesis challenge I'm doing for the month of October. And save on Perfect Aminos. Use our code to join the challenge. Coach Debbie Potts. So how is protein used? Again, we've gone over this, but this is why we want to experiment for 30 days or longer, taking essential amino acids as perfect aminos, or Keon aminos is another source, on top of eating your protein, getting your goal protein, quality protein that has essential amino acids we've talked about. Reaching your goal in 2 meals is hard, so you might need to supplement even more with amino acids, but for sure getting 3 meals that have, say, 40, 50 grams of these essential amino acid proteins we need with the leucine threshold we've talked about. Now, supplementing even more if you're vegetarian and vegan, it's hard to get that right amino acid profile. So we also want to focus on, are you doing branched chain amino acids? Maybe you need to switch to essentially amino acids. You've got your whole eggs, you've got your meat, poultry, and fish, trying to limit powders, but if you're on the go, I suggest it to clients if they don't have another option. And whey, soy, nuts, seeds, and branched chain amino acids aren't ideal to build the muscle. So let's try food first, supplement with the perfect aminos, and then try that out. Lots of information. You can go to the Perfect Aminos website and the Facebook page. Okay, so let me know if you have questions on that. I'll put the links in the show notes for fuel to build your muscles. All right, go to my website. You can learn more. And next, I'm going to do a video for more of the females on, are you getting enough protein? And this whole thing of low energy availability and low carb availability, is it really low carb availability a thing? Or is it just tying in your carbohydrates in and around your workouts? Because we are more carb resistant, insulin resistance, as we are perimenopausal. So I will go here next. Look at my blog, debbiepotts.net, and all the videos on YouTube if you want to learn more. But I want to see how you are getting in these amino acids to help stimulate muscle protein and lifting weights. You can't just do one or the other to get the results you want. You want to do both, lifting heavy weights and doing the strength. So there's lots of research in this article, muscle protein synthesis and muscle mass. You're not going to get big and bulky. That's bodybuilder, different program. We're just focusing on getting leaner and stronger. And what does that do? That speeds up your metabolism. So remember, you want to look at how to get the number of sets, reps, and time to failure, and working on the rest and figuring out the training frequency, training status to stimulate that muscle growth. And your recovery time is really essential for stimulating that muscle protein synthesis when you're not working out. Again, research all in this really long article on everything you want to know about muscle protein synthesis. So I want to share this article with all the studies. Okay, so let me know how you're doing in this challenge. I would want to know what you are doing, what your challenges are, what do you need more support on, and how you can test your body fat, doing calipers, pinching your fat, measuring circumferences helps, but to know your body composition, fat mass versus lean tissue will help to know, are you making a difference? Measuring with measuring tape around mid-arm, around your belly button, around your widest portion of your hips, around the middle of your thigh. That all helps, but ideally we can get a body fat test. And then resting metabolism tests I've gone over with what I do, PNOE. So I want to see what you are doing so I can best cater this 30-day and beyond challenge to help you embrace the aging process and avoid anabolic resistance. So again, we have to change how we fuel and how we train to get the desired results. Now, some of you may have more stress than other people, and we need to figure out what that stress is coming from externally and internal hidden sources of stress. But we also want to really test your blood chemistry panel and then look at lab testing and then look at PNOE testing. Are you burning a lot of fat at higher heart rates, or is your zone 2, zone 1 really low? I'm seeing a lot of people's tests that I do. They're burning fat and then switching to carbohydrates as their main fuel source pretty early on. And so that means they're doing too much workout at the top end. We need that right balance, and that how much do you need to spend in each zone is going to depend on your test and your lifestyle and your goals. But if I'm testing you and I see, oh, you're burning most of your fat down here, and these heart rates are, let's see, 115, we want to really look at what the heart rate is, and if it jumps up really fast, we want a test that's just a gradual increase. But do we start working out, your heart rate bumps up? We want just a gradual increase and figure out where is that peak fat burning zone, where is that crossover point, say around here, and how we want to get this number higher. We want that metabolic crossover point, say over here or up. So we want to figure out what works best for you. So let's test and not guess. Get your blood chemistry panel, get a Dutch hormone panel. Food sensitivities is great add-on, different test, and of course a stool test to know what's going on with your gut. More than just getting your microbiome tested on a stool test, but really importance of learning about your digestive system. And then toxins, mold toxins, heavy metals. We can learn a lot from a mycotoxins test. So let me know what you are looking for and how I can best help you. Check out my website, wpotts.net, and we can schedule time for a free discovery call to figure out the next steps. Have a good day.